Hi, Sir Sultan Rehman Sharif. My name is Jainesh and I'm from your HRM class. And today I would like to talk about the topic that is given to me for my final project, which is distant learning can be used to deliver a lecture to geographically disparate trainees. How distant learning is designed and used to avoid some of the learning and transfer of training problem. First, I would like to talk about the introduction. Okay, distant learning is a form of learning in which students and teachers do not meet physically, as in normal classes, as in normal classes. Base instead study and receive lectures through the internet. This approach allows for learning and studying to take place anywhere at any time, which is make them more convenient and easier. Distant learning, also known as a distant education, e-learning and online learning training, is a form of education in which teachers and students are physically separated during instruction, and different technologies are used to facilitate students, teachers, and student to student interaction. The global COVID-19 pandemic has thrown remote training into the spotlight, and it is at the forefront of every L&D professional's mind. However, the crisis has merely accelerated a process that was already underway as the remote training model grows in popularity in each passing months. This form of training deliver presents its own collection of obstacles that can catch even the most experienced trainers off guard. You can solve these remote learning difficulties by following some actionable advice. Okay, now let's just look about how distant learning is designed. Okay, distant learning is education is described as a combination of distant learning and distant teaching. Common variants including e-learning or online learning, which is used where the internet is the medium, virtual learning, which generally applies to the course taken outside of the classroom by primary or secondary schools students, and is often common done via internet. Correspondent education, which is a long-standing in form which individual teaching is done by email, and open learning. Okay, now let's go to the new technology. Okay, ICT is a mechanism for solving problems in teaching and learning through distance learning, a change agent and a driving force in economic competitiveness. As a driving force in economical competitiveness, it is it deals with economical and social changes that makes technology skills essential for today's distance students for future jobs. Computer assisted learning environment can contain interesting problems that encourage students to investigate and reflect on their information interaction. Students who are unable to afford higher education or discouraged from pursuing or completing a degree. Distant learning based on programs could improve students' access to higher education, while open and distance learning programs in the laboratory science might be the future adopt, but they have the ability to optimize the use of the technology. Even with the many technology advance in the training industry, traditional format remain viable and effectiveness. Instruct-led training remains one of the most popular training techniques for trainees. Instruct-led classroom instruction is an effective way to present a vast amount of content to large or small groups of employees. It is one-to-one face-to-face teaching, as opposed to computer-based training and other approaches discussed later. It ensures that everyone receives the same information at the same time and is also cost effective, particularly when guest speakers are not used. Okay, now let's just look about type of training. First, the first type of training is cross training. Thus, training provides a number of more effective methods for education workers. This method approach helps workers to gain experience in other jobs, which only improve employees' abilities, but also provides employees with employees that can perform several tasks. Cross training also provides staff with a greater understanding of what their co-workers do and how their own tasks fit in with the work of other in order to meet company goals. Okay, the other type of training is computer-based training, which is CBT. Technology become more wider available and simple to use. Human contact will always be an important part of workplace preparation. Nonetheless, it is a good idea to take a closer look at what training innovation and have to offer and how they can be used to complement current training programs or create new ones. The format of computer-based training range from basic text-only programs to higher advanced multimedia programs and virtual reality. Multimedia plays a significant role in teaching. They are much superior to the original text-only system. They have stimulating graphics, audio and animation, and or video in addition to text. Multimedia is more provocative and doubting to the adult mind and therefore more relaxing. Finally, the argument reality is three-dimension and impressive, fully impressing the trainee in the learning environment. The majority of virtual reality training systems are use simulation, which are higher successful method in the training. It provides hands-on trainings without the risk of association with actual success. For years, flight simulation have been used effectiveness training to train airline and military pilots and in essential flying skills as well to prepare them for emergency situation in the hot and foggy atmosphere. Okay, now let's just go for the advantages and disadvantages of CBT. The benefit of e-learning, including computer-based training system that are simple to use. They are often customized is custom made. They are used for essential workers in developing and practice new skills. They are approaching to self-direct learning and are useful to refresh training. They can also be more effective since large number of workers can use the same equipment and the same program training is always accessible regardless of which shift an employee work. Some programs are interactive, enable trainings to respond to questions, make decisions, and the experience the effect of those decisions. In meantime, these are disadvantages. Okay, must now we go for the disadvantages. Trainees must be computer literal to participate in this program. They must know how to use the computer because some of the workers they doesn't know how to use and the software in the computer and stuff. So the disadvantages is some of the workers trainees they doesn't know how to use the computer. So there is little or not contact with teachers, and there is also none of the to ask if trainees have question. There's no one to ask if anyone the trainees have question. This program failed to teach soft skills like customer service, sales, or awareness training. Okay, now let's just look about online or e-learning training. Many business with employees in number of locations around the country are depending on other technology to provide training in addition to computer-based training. As the internet become more wider accessible, its approach is become increasingly popular. This approach uphold computer-based training modules to the internet, which business can then make accessibility to their employees through the internet or a customized section of the vendor's website. These courses offer workers hands-on and impressive way to work with the training present presentations or their own. Since all trainees will be using the same curriculum, training materials and standardized materials are also simple to upgrade, ensuring the training remain relevant to your industry. The use of online or e-learning services for training in different locations save the organization money on the travel expenses. They can be less costly way to get out the company training from the business experts and also consultant. They are great for studying on their own time. They are simple to change as new company policies and practice. So basically, it saves more cost. It makes convenient. E-learning makes people convenient and it saves a lot of cost. So the conclusion is e-learning should be promoted to reduce the difficulties associated with distance learning. Modern technology, a fast internet connection, continuously power supply, protection, routine maintenance, and sufficient administration or distant learning for new trainees can all be used to upgrade infrastructures. Distant learning training should provide a computer lab with a sufficient number of computers and fast internet connection. Trainees should also have the ability and confidence to use electronic devices as well as knowledge of the process by which the information is transmitted. That's all from me. Thank you.